heart attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful laws and past. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku, and well, quite a bit of things have happened. Now, UA, they're currently going into the internship arc, and we do have Deku. Now, Deku, yeah. With his constant training and his new promotion as the head of security for UA, Deku, he's increased his limit with One For All. Now, if I remember, it was somewhere in the 35 to 40% range. And at this point, he's closer to 45%. Now, Deku, yeah. In the last part, whenever he was talking with David Shields about analyzing the Nomu, he did fall into one of his, what is the right way to say it, zone outs. And it lasted far longer than it should have. This being the longest one Deku has experienced. Now, this did cause concern for David, Melissa, and many different people around UA. Since all of a sudden the head of security stopped dead in his tracks in the hallway with his phone in his hand. And he was not moving until someone actually did pick him up and take him to the infirmary. Now, with that out of the way, we do actually have today, where Principal Nezu, yeah, something quite unfortunate has happened. Yesterday evening in Hosu City, Tenya Ida, the brother of Ingenium, he was killed by the hero killer Stain. Now, Nezu, he is informing Deku of this, as Deku does look at Principal Nezu as his eyes do widen. The guy in Class 1A. If he does remember correctly, Ida, that's what, Ingenium's younger brother? Okay, so that explains why he did go after Stain. But he went after him alone? This silly little quest for revenge? That's it? What did he show for it? He got killed. Now, you do actually have Yoshi along with many different users of One For All, who all do come popping up around Deku. Now, Deku did just bring his hand up, informing all of them he'll speak with him in a minute. Young man? Yes, sorry, Principal Nezu, please continue. I see. Well, Tenya Ida. We believe that Stain, he is still within the city. And I'm aware because of Mr. Aizawa, you yourself want to experience some hero work. Now, I believe that catching the hero killer Stain would be a very good experience for you. You are around the same strength and power as All Might, correct? Yes, sir. Including my uses of Fa Jin, I believe I could take on All Might at my current state. Well, that's out of the question now that you think about it. One For All does grow with experience, yes? Or time, along with being passed down. Yes, sir. Perfect. And your quirk, Fa Jin as it was, correct? It does help you move and increase your speed, along with striking power, does it not? That it does. Good. Now, UA is requesting you to capture Hero Killer Stain, and preferably bring him back alive. Okay. Yes, please do so. This will be for the benefit of everyone. Okay, but why me? Hmm? Easy. All Might, he can't capture the man. Aizawa has classes along with many different things of paperwork to fill out. Many members of the UA staff are still needed here, and you. I believe that you yourself would go after somebody like this. Hmm? You do? Yes. You would go after them to prevent classmates such as Bakugo Katsuki, your friend if I'm correct in assuming, from taking on the challenge and task. Okay. Yes. So we would like to send you after Stain as a preemptive cause. Okay, I'm starting to follow it now. You do. Very good. You are dismissed now. Now, Deku, he would look down at the file that's on Nezu's desk, as it does just have in broad writing Hosu. Now, Deku would walk over and pick it up. Him opening it is his walk out the door. Now, Deku, he does look over some files that are here. Tanya Ida, along with another hero, were found dead in an alleyway. And because of what happened, this alleyway has been marked off. The bodies, they're currently still in the morgue. And then there's this location here, and then there's this location here. Along with even mysteriously dead pro heroes found in many other cities. Now, Deku does wonder. Stain is getting place to place, city to city. So, there must be a way he does that. If he's correct, this guy, he must have a change of clothes, or some way to travel. So, either the guy travels at night where less people are around and he does move stealthily with his quirk, or perhaps it's just that. Stain steals vehicles and other ways of transportation to get to places. So, his best bet is to head for Hosu. Now, we do actually where Deku he does walk outside and go to take flight, as he does fly towards Hosu City. Now, you do actually have the other users of One for All, who all are starting to pop up. So, you see what we're going to talk to you about? I believe I already know what all of you are going to say. No. You or one of the other users, we're all going to talk about how this is proof that I shouldn't go after All for One. Yes. A lot of us do agree. Your current power, it is almost half of One for All. However, our concern still does lie with what you can do. I understand. You want me to try and prepare for as long as I can to fight All for One. However, that's just the problem. As long as I can may not be as long as you want. I understand your dilemma. However, we may not be able to fight him at all. I'm sorry, what exactly do you mean? Seiso, he looked different. All of you must have seen how he reacted whenever we saw him. No, none of us do. We leave your memories alone, we don't peek on you. That's right. Okay. I forget that a lot. Anyways. Seiso, he seemed confused. He had us pinned against a wall where he easily could have killed us. And ended us right there. That or take the quirk One for All right back. However, he was more interested to learn more about us. That is strange. Yeah, and the moment a conflict would have been started, he disappeared. I don't think he's interested in fighting us. I think he's so confused he's trying to understand who Seiso is. He's trying to understand who he is. Now, all the other users, they do look around at each other. As Deku, he does continue flying. Now, they're all currently conversing inside Deku's head and trying to think about what's going on. Now, we do actually have where Deku he does arrive in Hosu City, as he's currently staying on top of a rooftop and looking around. Okay. So, night falls in about an hour. And, well, let's see. If I'm correct, there should be some evidence about where he might strike next. If I find a pro hero that's in it for the fame, is there any famous pro heroes in Hosu City? Now, Deku he doesn't start to wonder this, as he does just do one simple little thing in this time of need. Pulls out his phone and Googles it. Now, Deku, yeah, he does find a few names. Pro heroes who are centralized or over in this side of the city. And here are their names, and here's the popularity charts. Now, Deku, he does see them. Okay, so the most famous one on this chart, his internship office or his pro hero office, isn't that far away from here. So, let's see. Now, Deku does quickly make his way that direction, as he does just start to stalk out the building. Now, we do actually have a little bit of time later, where Deku he's just sitting down and still paying attention to the door. He hasn't seen the hero who he thinks he's supposed to find. We actually have where Deku he does have danger sense go off, as he's going to raise his head, and all of a sudden a blade is put to the side of Deku's neck. Exactly who are you? Stain, I presume, correct? Yes I am. However, I've never seen you before. You're not a pro, and you're stalking out that hero office. Are you like me, perhaps? Not at all, no. Deku going to bring his hands up and go to slowly turn around. Now, Stain does see Deku. You're just a child. Okay, and? What you're doing is wrong. I see. Do you really think that? Yes, I do. Well, that's quite simple. False heroes need to be purged from this world. Don't you understand that? I get it. You think what you're doing is right. Exactly. And the fact that I'm sorry? You're doing what you think is right, even though it's wrong. I get exactly what you mean. I'm in a bit of a similar dilemma. However, someone else is going to take credit for taking you down, not me. I see. So, you're not like a false hero, are you? But your face, I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. Now, Deku is going to turn his hand, telling Stain that he probably has, as Black Whip does come flying out and leaping at the katana. Now, as it actually does happen, you know where Black Whip does actually shoot out of Deku's kneecap and directly up towards Stain's left wrist. Now, as it actually does happen, you know where Stain is going to pull back his left hand and go to reach for his other sword. Now, as it does happen, Deku does activate One for All, as he does then go to use Black Whip to spin Stain's wrist, going to bring up his right hand and he does blast fire directly at Stain. Now, the moment that actually does happen, you know, for people, they do actually look up towards the building and see that fire is currently erupting. Now, we do actually have Stain where he does drop one of his katanas and get blasted by the fire. Him trying to spin around and heading close to Deku. Deku elongating Black Whip from his hand, as Stain does go flying up into the air before suddenly stopping. And then Deku does go leaping forwards as Stain does get pulled towards him. Deku bring up his right hand and activating One for All and using about 15%. Now, Deku does directly smash Stain in the gut before going to bring up his left hand and directly clocking him across the face. Now, Deku, yeah, he does take down Stain. And yeah, he does bring him back to UA. pro heroes, they would have actually gone up to investigate the building sometime later. Them finding what looks to be the remains of a scuffle, along with a katana. Now, many of them they do actually go to pick up this weapon and look over it. The katana has blood on it, and there's even dried stains on it. So, they believe that this may have been used in a murder, or possibly even some crimes. Now, the heroes would take it in and turn it into the police, as we actually have the following days where it's found that it was Stain's katana. Along with that, somebody did also take down and bring in Stain. Now, this would actually cause quite a bit of commotion, since it's announced that Stain was captured, but nobody exactly knows the hero who did it. And Stain, he did actually refuse to provide any further information, as he did to talk about how it was somebody he will respect forever, and that he believes will be a better hero than anybody else in this wretched society. Now, with that being said, we actually will cut over to the villains, where, all for one, yeah, a few things have been going on with him. Now, ever since he's heard the name Seisho, about a little over a month or almost 2 months ago, things have been somewhat weird for him. He began to try and remember himself. A part of his subconscious that he believed he buried somewhat began to resurface. Now, this was quite a surprise for him. He started to have dreams again, and he even started to think about that therapist again, the one that he wished to forgot. Now, we actually do also have where he did meet with Deku, and Deku did describe things of their past. Now, All For One's not exactly too sure what to do here. That boy, he possesses one for all, the quirk he needs to take. However, there is no doubt in him. He can feel it. That is his little brother in there. He doesn't know what to do. Killing him once was easy. However, he doesn't know if he can bring himself to do it once again, especially now that he's starting to feel again. Now, with that being said, Shigaraki and the rest of the league, along with the doctor, were all quite surprised. The doctor has been trying to monitor All For One, and he's noticed this strange amount of mental, if you do want to put it in the right terms, stability. Now, it does seem very perplexing to him. He does want to take over the world and kill All Might. However, it does appear that he doesn't want to try and take out this boy with multiple quirks. If anything, it does seem like to him, he might try to turn the boy into an ally. Now, we do actually have our All For One does go to stand up tonight, as he does look towards Kirigiri, and in the background, or inside of his mind, he does actually hear something. The voice of two kids running and playing. Now, he does just close his eyes and try to focus on that memory. It's starting to come back to him. The day him and his brother were enjoying. It was years before people noticeably started having quirks pop up. It's strange. It just feels so different. The world, the society, before it formed, before it changed. Peaceful times. The only real thing you had to worry about was food. Getting a warm meal to eat and a warm bed to sleep in. Those days, they feel so far away to him. Because of how everybody they've changed. Nowadays, everybody wants to try to use their bizarre powers and pretend to be a hero. They dress up and save people from people they ridicule and put down. Is that what they do nowadays? The society is going to crumble. It's only a matter of time. However, he's just starting to think. From what he does understand, the society will change with, Yoichi by the helm. Maybe this time he needs to let his brother win. That's what's going through his mind. But at the same time, there's something inside of him that's telling him no. It's trying to force Seisho back inside of a cage. It's trying to put him back down in the dark. And Seisho, he's trying to fight against it. That instinct that he does feel. The thing and the light. Now, with that being said, we will cut it back over to Deku. Where Deku, he does actually get a bit of an update from Melissa and David. Now, Deku, he is informed about the Nomu. Parts of it have already been disassembled and taken to Island. Along with that, there is even where they got some samples of its DNA, blood, and even brain. Now, this was all quite interesting to Deku, since he did walk into a special lab, or let's just call it Recovery Girl's infirmary, or hospital room, and Deku did see something quite disgusting. The Nomu's exposed brain from the USJ was sitting there, on a stainless steel plate. Now, Deku did find that to be quite disgusting. And yeah, David did talk about many different things, and go over a few things with Deku. Now then, with that being said, we actually have later that night, where Deku, he is just lying awake, and trying to reminisce on certain things. Now, Deku, he's starting to see things a bit differently. Taking down Stain, he was somewhat right. The way the society is with pro-heroes and people's quirks, the man's not wrong. His ideals, they are understandable, because he understands them. Back before the world had changed and the hero society was even put in anyone's head, all it was a group of people trying to save everyone else. That's all. And it was people you wouldn't expect. So, is that how things need to go back to? Does the society actually even need to still be there for people to rely on? Or no, is it just a crutch people have? Now, Deku does want to hold his tongue about many things about this topic. As we actually over, he's looking up towards the ceiling. And there is a knock on his door. Now, Deku does turn his head. Hello? The door opening. And Deku, he would see Melissa. Hey. What's up? Are you okay? Yeah, why? Are you still awake? I am. Is anything wrong? Not really. I mean, I just couldn't sleep. I was wondering if I can talk to you. Now, Deku, he does just tell Melissa that she can, since he's got a lot on his mind. Now, she does walk in and go to sit down at the edge of Deku's bed. As Deku, he actually has want to go to shift over and go to lean up a bit. So, what's up? A lot. I'm trying to think about everything. I've been running myself rancid trying to understand what we're seeing. But I don't exactly get it. These experiments that we're seeing are illegal. Modifications that we're seeing, the tampering, even the quirk injection. The fact that that's even possible, it doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be able to put that in a quirk into somebody else. You do know who All For One is, right? The name. I do grab the basics of it. But it just doesn't seem correct. He wants to take the world. No, that's his quirk. I'm sorry? All For One's the name of his quirk. All For One is the greedy ability to take and give quirks at will. What? That makes sense. Wait a minute. That's what the DNA is, Melissa. And then you have my quirk. One for all. Huh? My quirk can be passed down. However, you must consume a piece of my DNA. For All For Ones, you can't do that. What? This doesn't make any sense. I'm aware. However, that's just it. I got this quirk from All Might. Now, Deku will continue on. And Melissa, she's starting to see a bit of a pattern. Okay, that explains why certain things aren't correct in the Nomu. That explains why these few bits of DNA may seem off. Because their signature is different. Now, Deku, yeah. He does explain some things to Melissa. And you do actually have where eventually the conversation would change. So, how you feeling? I'm fine. The episode I had last week, I'm doing better since then. That's very good. Is it? Because I feel like there might be another one, and I really don't want to understand what I see next. So, you see things? Like, actually see them? I do. Yeah. And are they good things or bad? Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I myself don't know. However, I'm seeing the past. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. Or his eyes. So, do you think... Would you mind if I stay with you tonight? Listen, I'm having trouble sleeping myself. I'm kind of getting a bit of nightmares. Are you? Yeah, the Nomu. That thing's freaking me out. I swear I saw its face move last night. That's not too good. You can stay here, yeah, but you should know. The Nomu can't hurt you. It's dead. Yeah, I know, but I'd rather just have peace of mind, you know? Now, Melissa Show is going to lay down next to Deku. As Deku does turn towards her and actually go to shift over onto his right. Yeah, I get it. So, I'm more curious to hear about the past. Do you think you can tell me? Sure. What do you want to know? I'll try to think about it. Well, I wanted to hear about Izuku Midoriya's past. Huh? Yeah. What was it like for you, not Yoichi? Well, I mean, I don't know the best way to tell you. I guess now that I'm starting to remember things, it does make more sense to some of the drawings in my notebooks. Huh? Yeah. My drawings in my notebooks. Apparently I already knew about All For One, Nana Shimura, Yoichi Shigaraki. But in time, those memories faded, and then Izuku Midoriya began to develop. Really? Yeah. So, I found those in my number one notebook. Ironic that I had it numbered that way. My first hero notebook has a lot of information about the past. And even then, it was strange to me. Am I really Izuku Midoriya? Or am I still Yoshi, just with amnesia? I'm scared about it sometimes. I think about it a lot. Will I suddenly just not know my name? Izuku Midoriya? It scares me. My idea is, well, Yoichi Shigaraki was forgotten. No one was there to remember him. Everyone who was there was killed by All For One. And then Izuku Midoriya. Was it possible that everyone will forget that name? Is it possible even I'll forget that name? I'll just be Yoichi? I don't understand it fully. My past, it's jumbled. And I don't want the two to collide the way I think they will. Now, Melissa, she does just look at Deku. As she has to do one simple thing. She does lean in and go to kiss him. As Deku does actually somewhat sit there for a second frozen. As she does, just gonna pull back. You should know. It's gonna be okay. I'll be there to remember you. All of us will at UA. Besides, we won't let you forget. Melissa. Thank you. Deku was somewhat smiling. And Melissa, she would see that. Stay that way. It's a good look on you. Don't stop smiling. Now, Deku to just think, she really is All Might's niece. Now, the two would both fall asleep, as I do believe that this is a good point to leave this what if off of. And I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.